And if you're going to start at the beginning, there is no better place than this. But first, you take the maps. Do you know that there are 4 maps for Shetland? Unbelievable. You take that. Hold on to that. You also need that, some information. Hold on to that. Come on. And the guide. You want the guide? And the notes. But you're not having that. Yalsop, a walk through the past. And I'll say it is. This is where it is, just near Sunborough. And this is a perfect slice through history. Look at that. Neolithic, Bronze Age. There is evidence of life here. Now we're going to have to run round it. There is evidence of life here, settlement for 4,000 years. We're now into the Iron Age bit. These are Iron Age roundhouses. You can see where they used to break up the corn, where they used to throw away their seashells. This is where the site was originally found. A storm washed away some of the bank and revealed these walls, so they started to dig. This was a broch, which would have been a big round building with an interior staircase, which had gone up about 20 feet. And you're going to have to back up. And they've discovered probably the best example of a wheelhouse anywhere in the world. Here it is. Oh, you're up there. This is it. This is where they would have lived. This would have been a bedroom. There'd have been a fire in the middle, wood and soil over the top, making it really cozy and nice, and dead safe for the kids. The kids would have been playing around here. Beautiful, untouched for all that time, buried by sand, and now perfectly preserved. And this is the Viking part of Yalsop. That one in the middle, that building in the middle that's long, very long, oblong, with the white sand, that is thought to be a fish factory. This is the newest old hall, which actually didn't last as long as the old hall here. And this is where the name Yalsop comes from. Sir Walter Scott named this building Yalsop in his book, The Pirate. And that's why the name has been given to the area. And if we go up here, you will get an idea of the 3 acres that make up this site and make up one of the greatest monuments you're ever going to come across. 4,000 years of life in Shetland, even up to the airport over... Oh, I'm sorry. That wasn't very subtle, was it? But the airport's just over there, and that's where I flew in. Yeah, well, you just pick those up. Do you mind not sitting on top of a Bronze Age relic? This is Clickerman in Lerwick, and we've come from the croft down into the big city. This would have been a big farming community. This is about the oldest standing bit, early Iron Age, a big fort that went right the way around this area, which would have been surrounded by the sea then. It's now surrounded by a freshwater loch, interestingly. Then, when they had a flood, they built this, or they started to, another fort inside it, only they got to here and they went, nah, we'll build one of those instead. A broch. If you go under, you'll see the secret of the brochs, which were the staircases that used to lead up to the top. There you are. Now, wasn't that clever? 3,000 years ago to build something like that. And this is your standard broch sort of height. This is how tall they were. What? You know of one taller? Well, lead on. I thought this other broch was on land. We're in the middle of nuts. Show them where we are. What, so it's on an island? You've done this deliberately. You know I hate boats, don't you? And that's it. The Broch at Musa. Amazing. Go and have a look round it. Wow. Look at that. Don't forget, this is Iron Age. Prehistoric man built this. You'll find these nowhere else in the world, apart from in Scotland, and this is the very best example. Half down there, maybe that was a well of some sort, or for catchment of water or whatever, but all the cooking and living would have gone on down there. And when you think about the work that must have gone into building a place like this, walls this thick with a staircase in the middle, and that from Iron Age man, it is quite remarkable. Although, why they did it, why they wanted to fortify this area so much, is a bit of a mystery. This place has been described as an unhandy place, and you have to agree with them, really. It is a bit barren, but nevertheless remarkable. Do you know, there are over 500 Broch sites, or that's what they think anyway. 500 that they know about or suspect about, and what's that? You're bored? These are fascinating. You can apparently see them in Orkney, and of course on Shetland, where we are now, in the North Mainland, and in the Western Isles, with a few outliers in the southwest and the southeast of Scotland. Apparently most of them collapsed, and the majority of the towers are reduced to mounds of grass with rubble underneath.
Are you coming back on your own? Well, you're going to have a cold night there tonight.
That is Scalloway, and this is Scalloway Castle, or what's left of it. You show them where it is, show them on the map. Oh, I'll do it then, alright. And I'm just warming myself by the fire. Well, if you've not got knitwear, you see, you have to keep warm somehow. Yeah, alright. Well, once upon a time, this actually was quite a comfy castle. There are lots of fireplaces, and there's evidence to show that the windows were partially glazed, and the bits that weren't glazed had shutters on them, which kept the drafts out and also aided ventilation. Now down here, you'll see the Grand Hall, and this would have been quite a cosy place as well. And that's the prison, where they kept the prisoners before they went up to the hall, and that's a plane going in to the tiny little airport in the village. Used to have a sheriff's court upstairs, and they'd keep the prisoners in there before they went into court. Now, the nice thing about this castle is that when you've finished with it, it's a bit tricky, the lock. Oh, there we are, got it. You lock up, and then you take the key to the little knitwear shop round the corner. It won't be long.